right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Friday, November 7th. Coming to you alive, coming to you well, coming to you full of gratitude. I just got back from Oklahoma City, and I want to share something with you guys because oftentimes we face things in our business that we cannot control, or maybe there's a circumstance that we just really can't control. And what happens is we allow ourselves to get frustrated in that moment. Oh my God, and the world's coming to an end. What am I going to do? And I'm freaking the fuck out. And sometimes you just got to pause and you got to take a breath and say, can I control this right now? Is this something that I can control? And if the answer is no, is it really worth you getting all worked up about? And there's two things that I'm reminded of. One time we were leaving from New York or New Jersey, Newark Airport, and we were heading down to Miami. It was last year with my good friend, Joe Oz. Judith, you have share screen rights, co-host rights. So can you start letting people in, please? All right, thank you. So we're leaving Newark, heading down to Miami, and we're with my buddy Joe. And Joe's everybody's favorite head case. That's what somebody called him. And you can tell him that he's one of my good buddies. But our plane was delayed, and then we had to wait, an hour or two. And he was so flustered that I said, bro, go get yourself a steak and some eggs and get yourself a mocktail. I was like, can you control any of this? No. I was like, well, then go get yourself a steak and get yourself some breakfast and relax, my friend. He's like, okay, I'm going to go get a steak. And he got a steak and he relaxed. But that was one story. And then the second story was yesterday, you guys. We're in Oklahoma. We get ready to do business planning. We get there early. I do my routine. I talk to myself. I pace. I work the perimeter like a Australian shepherd, and I get in the moment. Well, there's no lights. So we went next door, they had lights. We went to Starbucks, they had lights, but it was just that building, no lights. And we had about 25 people showing up. And so what are you going to do? You're either going to piss and moan and you're going to be like, oh my God, the world's falling apart. You're going to say, you know what? Let's figure it out. So what happened? 3 people went to Walmart and they got lanterns, right? And so we were literally going to do the session with lanterns. And so we were going to do the lanterns, but we're like, let's just move people out to this little front area. We're going to squeeze everybody in. We're going to have no visuals. We have a speaker. It was fortunately charged. And we made it happen. We're on the line with the city. And then finally, as soon as we were about to start the session, 27 minutes late, the lights came on. We moved back into the main area. But you guys, I was unshaken by that. And I want to encourage you guys, as you guys are going through business, as you're going through life, there's going to be things that happen, but are you resourceful enough to say, you know what, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to run an audible. I'm not going to freak out. I'm leading this thing. So if I freak out and panic, everyone else is going to freak out and panic and just say, go home. I could have easily said, let's call it. But I chose not to because these people came out and they came out there with intention for them to get a business plan for 2026. So I wasn't going to let them down. I didn't care if we kumbaya'd in the dark. I didn't care. We were going to make it happen. So the message for this morning, you guys, is control the controllables. I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field. Yeah, run an audible. Absolutely. I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field, share their thoughts, share their sentiment. And that person is going to be, all right, Mel, you're up. Okay. Mel, go ahead and hit us with it. What's your thoughts? What's your sentiment? And bring us out on the field today. Let's roll.
Wow, I knew that was coming. I felt that you were going to call on me. So I came prepared. And I just want to talk to you really quick about unlocking your vision and creating opportunities. I feel like a lot of times we lack direction in this business and we don't really have a plan. We wake up every day. We just take on whatever is getting thrown at us, and we don't really have a plan for how we're going to create opportunities for ourselves and our business that day. And I've been making my calls. I've been obsessed with my follow-up boss, and I've been in my database every day. And I called. First call that I made the other day, I was amped up. I had my coffee. I was ready to go. I was dressed. I had my calendar opened up. First call that I made, booked a listing appointment in Berkeley. Went on the listing appointment, got the listing yesterday. It's my first Berkeley listing. And a couple of weeks ago, that opportunity would have not come my way if I didn't go looking for it, right? I woke up with a plan. I had a vision for my day. I knew exactly what I wanted to accomplish. I put the energy out there into the universe and created that opportunity by taking action. So it's vision and then it's action. And I wanted to tell you guys that you can create the same exact thing. You can wake up, you can set the intention, you can have a vision for your life, but it's not going to happen unless you go out there and literally take action and create opportunities for yourself. Make the calls, go preview the properties, pick up the phone, go to a meeting, show up, like have your camera on for those of you that don't have your camera on. And the universe will respond to that energy that you put out there, and you're future casting those opportunities for yourself. And I promise you 100% that the universe will respond and come back to you with those open doors and those open opportunities, but it's not going to happen unless you knock.
Beautiful, beautiful message. And congratulations on your very first Berkeley listing. And listen, you guys, our job is to lead generate. Our job is to have conversations, and our job is to prospect, right? And I'm going to ask you guys about that in a moment. It's not ironic. It's just how the universe works. I'm going to actually ask you about that in a moment because we're here for Action Friday. And so I really appreciate that thought and that sentiment. I'm actually going to pull this up right here, you guys, because that's why we're here. This is Action Friday. I wanted to put this up so you could see your smiling, beautiful faces in lights this morning. But you guys, this is about Action Friday. We don't come here to just come here to have this on the background. Listen, since 2020, I've done over 2,000 Zoom meetings. Over 2,000 Zoom meetings. Have I ever showed up to a Zoom meeting and hosted the whole entire session like this? Have I ever done a team meeting like this? Have I ever come to any type of training, coaching, an environment where you guys are all on screen with my camera off? No, because I've chose at a very, very high level to show up. I'm the Charlie Hustle of real estate. My jersey is fucking filthy right now. It's filthy. I'm sliding, I'm diving, I'm trying, I'm running to the bleachers, I'm getting that fly ball. Even if I don't catch it, you know what? My jersey is dirty. And that's the same thing I want for you guys. How you guys show up here is how you show up everywhere. So Mel, I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate your sentiment. I'm going to let some more people in. Let's get rolling, you guys. Let me pull up my screen. And once again, I got some stuff ready and prepared. But before we go any further, do me a quick favor. Raise your hand if you, whether or not you're on this team or not, if you are on Zillow. Please raise your hand if you're on Zillow Preferred. And by the way, you guys, we're going to be talking more about this. Me, Dan, Vernon will download. We just came back from Zillow, but there's some really, really cool things. Vernon, I don't want to steal the light on this because I know we're probably going to go over this in a couple weeks, but I want to talk to them about the AI practice tool. Have we rolled that out to everybody yet?
No, not yet, but you can present it though, Coach.
Okay. All right. Listen, you guys, I think it's early. And I think that if you guys can do this now, and we're not going to spend too much time on this, not everyone's on Zillow, and I want to respect everybody's time. However, this is a sign of where our business is going and how we're going to continue to get better. You see, there's multiple tools out there, products out there. There's Shiloh, there's Maverick, there's all these tools that are helping our agents get better on how they have communication and how they perfect their appointment setting skills. And in the context of Zillow, our main goal is just to get in front of people. Your main goal with every single conversation is to wrap that conversation into a, here's what we do next. Let's do a buyer consultation, listing appointment, whatever that is. And so there's something cool that we're going to give you an example of right now. And I want you guys to play with this before you guys have your next conversion clinic with Vernon. And even if you are not on Zillow, this is going to be a really good practice tool. So here's what Zillow has done for all of us. You get to choose your practice partner. And let's say, for an example, you choose this lady up here on the left-hand side. Her name is Emma. So what you would do is you would start a call with Emma. You would put in, say, I'm ready, set, go. I put my full name, I put my email address, and I put my phone number. And then you submit and start a call. And then guess what happens? Boom, your phone rings. Your phone rings, and now you're having a live dialogue with Emma, the AI tool. So it allows you to perfect that dialogue. Then, as you guys are going about your business, if there's a certain challenge that you have, and this is applicable to everybody. Say you have a challenge with somebody says, oh, are you the listing agent? Oh, what's a BMR? Oh, I'm calling about land. And at times you feel like you are stuck. Well, if you want to be paid like a pro athlete, you should be practicing like a pro athlete. Whether you're on Zillow, whether you're like Mel working the phones and calling her database, and you shouldn't, let me be clear, you shouldn't be practicing with somebody that's going to placate you. Ooh, that sounded good. No, work with a homie and work with a friend that's going to tell you that shirt is ugly. Okay. Your breath smells, right? Get that friend in your corner that's going to tell you that you're not doing that well. Don't have somebody that's always going to be nice to you. Did that sound good? Oh my God, girl, yes. No, it didn't. You should probably work on that. You said a lot of ums, you stuttered through your words, and let's get better together. You could do better. Get an accountability homie that's going to push you, that's going to get in your face in the nicest of ways. And remember, in business, the highest form of love is accountability. So get somebody that's going to practice with you and give you real feedback. If Jacob said, hey, how did I do? Hey, bro, like you could do better, right? If you came onto a call with me and said, how was that, coach? I think you could do better. And here's why. If it was a fire call, then yes, I'll give you all the praise and glory that you deserve. But the reason why this is important is that you, my friends, we as a company are going to see more and more things like this. And let's say you want to go in here and choose your own adventure. Well, what I could do is I could put a scenario or a narrative that I am challenged with, a BMR, land, whatever it is, tenant occupied, am I the listing agent? I could put that dialogue in there and then I could set that out and what are the key objections that I have hard times overcoming. And then I put that information in there, submit and start call, my phone rings and then I get to have that dialogue. And here's what's even better about this. Each of you are going to get a scorecard. It's a report card. And I tested it out yesterday. That report card was dope. It told you all the areas where you can improve and what you did really, really well. This is the era that we are in, you guys. If we're not leaning into AI, if we're not learning how to leverage AI to build our businesses, the agents that use AI are going to pass you up. They're going to pass you up. You see, I always tell you that AI, it's not theirs to take unless you give it to them. Meaning if you're not adapting, if you're not changing, if you're not growing, if you're not evolving, then yeah, somebody that uses AI is probably going to take your job. But if you're willing to be crisp and nimble and you're willing to be able to be innovative in a time where our industry is changing and as equally as things are changing with machine learning, my friends, you're learning about yourself, about your identity, about your emotional acuity, then shit, you are fucking unstoppable. You are unstoppable because you are leveraging the technology, but you're also leaning into the human being that you are, my friends, and you're working on that. You're working on your empathy, how you connect, how you ask questions, how you slow down, how you listen, how you frame conversations, and you're working on your human connection and you're adapting as a human, my friends, it is game over. Game over. Nobody can compete with you because nobody can compete with your heart. So I want to share that with you guys. I'm really excited about this, as you guys can see. But Vernon, I'm going to go over to you, my man. I don't want to steal the thunder in any way, shape, or form, but I felt it was applicable in this moment.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because one of the takeaways from Zillow, which was from Unlock, which was powerful, was the introduction of that tool, right? Just as a mechanism for us to increase our production. So leveraging these tools and introducing these into your business model in terms of operations, only going to increase your production. So everyone's headed in this direction. If you're not on the train, you're getting left behind, essentially. So we'll be bringing this to our conversion space, as Coach just mentioned, alluded to earlier. We're leveraging these tools, these AI tools, so that we can produce at a higher optimal level, because there is an optimal level inside of each one of them. So I'm excited, E. Don't want to let too much out of the bag, but we're going places. Mel, congratulations. Thank you for your text message yesterday. I'm proud of you. Keep grinding. But we're going places, and AI is at the center of it all. So get left behind.
I love this, man. Appreciate your thoughts and your contribution on this. You guys down below, whether or not you're with our company or not, if you're a guest here, thank you for being here. For you guys as agents, there's a new AI accelerator. It's a boot camp. It is 8 weeks with 11 different AI coaches to make sure that you guys are leveraging it. Also, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be bringing on a guest, and this is a really good friend of mine. His name's Joe Cataret. And what he's going to help each of you guys do is to build your own custom GPT. Now, for me to walk you through it right now, it is too much. I'm going to have him show you step by step on how to actually leverage this. Ashley just put in the AI Summit replay that was done by Dean Gracioso, whatever, Tony Robbins. And it's really, really powerful. I haven't watched the replay yet, but I signed up for it. And I also signed up for all the assets, and I paid the money so I can get the replay, get the downloads, and I can get the guides. And so as much as Kenny's going into this, I want to go into it for a production side. He's going into it from a marketing side. And we're just going to make sure that 2026, man, we are crisp. We are crisp and we are learning about all kinds of new things that are just going to make you better at what you do. Does that make sense, you guys? All right, cool. I am going to go to Ashley. Ashley, if you can give me one to three key takeaways from that summit, since you sent it to me. I appreciate you, my friend. Let's hear from you.
Thank you. Yesterday was day one. They started with a lot of the stuff we already know, ChatGPT, how to use it, things we've been discussing, things that used to take 20 minutes, now take 20 seconds. But what I didn't know is that at some point in the near future, AI, ChatGPT, will be able to work 24 hours a day with little to no mistakes and will be able to delegate things on your behalf. And I think now, and I haven't looked at it yet, there is already a scheduling feature. So you can use it to do deep research. You can do tasks. I use it for Instacart, but I can schedule now my Instacart. And so if I'm on Sundays and I'm planning my week and I go, okay, I'm going to need all this stuff by Wednesday, I can schedule it to order it to come to my house Wednesday. I don't even have to think about it. It is now at my door. So that time of going back and forth in between tasks is going to be less, which will make you to be able to be more present with your clients and your business and your family in the things that matter.
Man, I absolutely love this. So you guys, we're here. It's not, it's not like, oh my God, like we're here, right? It's time that we truly, truly evolve. And all I want you guys to do is bite-sized chunks. So we're going to make it really simple for you. For example, that new AI tool, if you're going to be a part of leads, there's going to be a requirement that you are practicing a certain amount of calls through AI. And we're going to look at your scorecards and we're going to practice that to make sure that you're better to receive the leads. And then once you're on the leads, if your numbers start to dip, guess what you're doing? You're going in there and you're making those calls to practice. And so that way we can see exactly where the pain points are and we can help you guys in real time. So we're all about helping you improve, get better in your dialogue and your communication and your sales skills. You guys, if I can do anything for you, it is to help you build a fortress of a mindset and to help you be amazing salespeople. And I wear that shit with a badge of honor. Oh, I don't want to be salesy. Oh, but didn't they ask you to sell their $2.1 million home? Well, yeah, we're all salespeople, you guys. Whatever spin you want to put on it, consultant, advisor. At the end of the day, we're here to sell. And I believe that that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Ashley, did you have another question or was that an old hand?
No, I just remembered one more thing that I learned that kind of blew my mind. They said they're going to teach, they haven't taught it yet, so go on if you want to learn about this, how to create your own avatar that basically will ask intake questions of your client. You still do your same like spiel when you get to them, but at least it will take care of some intake stuff, which will allow you to scale. So I just thought like, oh my gosh, how much time will that save me? If I can have an avatar that looks like me and sounds like me, they know it's AI, we're being very honest about it. Hey, if you'd like to get some questions answered, fill out this intake form and we'll schedule an appointment. Like that can go out there independently and then go bring in leads. It's crazy.
Yeah, so you guys, I'm working on a project right now and I'm going to actually show you two things right now because it's important that you see, oftentimes we're trying to look for prompts and what I'm doing is I'm writing. So I'm working on this project right now and it's Foundations of Real Estate. I'm actually going to drop the document to you. I just made a copy of it for you guys. I think it's going to be helpful. So what I did is I just put in all of the curriculum that I'm building. I just wrote and wrote and wrote. And then as you can see up here, I wrote and I wrote and I wrote in here. And then if I go up, you guys get the point. So I just write and I write and I write and I write. And what I'm doing is I'm building out something that every single one of these modules that is being built will be then performed in an AI voice using a product called Synthesis. Now, if this is module 1, Foundation of Real Estate Success, what that team or that service does is it clones my voice and then it'll be an intro. Hi there, Vernon. Welcome to this stage of the Foundation of Real Estate. I'm Elias Astuto. I am your coach. And here's what we're going to cover in this. Let's pause for a quick second. Here's 5 coaching questions to make sure that you're retaining that information. Please stop now, pause, and go and answer those questions. And then instead of me going in, and I could do that through Trainio, I could do that through Loom, and I could create those videos. Well, my voice is already out there. And so all they do is they take my voice, they clone it, and then they put that synthesis on every single intro of all these modules. And so I wrote out this Foundation of Real Estate. You guys have all this. Feel free to take this, look at this, copy this, whatever you guys need to do with this is yours. Obviously, I'm going to be putting this into Agently as well, but let me unrestrict this. Anyone with the link, copy this. And I promise you, there's some really, really good stuff in here. If you're thinking about, well, what do I do differently, foundational, so on and so forth. But I just hooked you up with that document, you guys. So as much as I'm asking you to plan, prep, prepare, write, get ready for the new year, get your business plan set up. I don't have it with me, but get your business plan set up. Like, I'm doing the same thing, you guys. All I want for you is the very best in 2026. I want to see you guys make more money than you've ever made. I want to see you take your family on that vacation. And I'm going to push up against you this year. You see, when we do our business plan, we typically plan our year in 52 weeks. That's usually the plan. What I'm going to do, and I want you to get ready for this because we're doing business planning next week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push you to say you've set yourself a 12-month goal to hit X amount of units. Oh, my friend Joanna, what would need to happen for you to do that in 9 months? Like, I'm going to condense it. I'm going to shorten it for you guys because I believe that if you gave yourself less time, you have less room for distractions. You would operate differently. If Mel said, I didn't want to make this amount of money. I want to go on vacation for 2 months and not have to worry about it. How cool would that be? I got one of my clients on the East Coast that they go down the shore. They go down the shore every single year to their vacation home for 6 weeks. 6 weeks they're down at the shore. And so my question and my challenge is going to be, how can we condense that time? How can you hit and exceed your goals by September? What would that look like? What would you do differently? How would you show up? How many more phone calls would you make? How many doors would you knock? How many more videos would you drop? Stories would you drop? How more intentional would you be if you had less time? And remember this quote that keeps on coming up. You see, we procrastinate over and over in this game. And remember this quote. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that the universe or God owes you another day to do the things that you had time to do. Remember that. That statement has been echoing in my head for weeks and weeks and weeks now. I don't want you guys to have room for procrastination this year. We're going to work hard. We're going to condense time, and we're going to make sure that you guys are making the money you want well before the stress of Christmas. Oh my God, I got to get one more deal in. No. What if December came and you were just stoked? You were going to chill. You're going to go to Tahoe. You're going to sit at the cabin. You're going to drink your scotch. You're going to hang out at the fireplace, and you have no cares. You know why? Because you worked your ass off. You earned that peace. You earned that peace because you elevated all the things that you do. You condensed the time. You moved the distractions. What would that look like? Does that make sense, you guys? Listen, I'm on a high right now on 4.5 hours worth of sleep because I'm just so excited about where we are. And my hope is that if I can help you guys to feel that type of energy, to say, you know what? I'm ready to take it to the next level. Even if your production has been non-existent up to this point, we still got time. We still got time. It is November 7th. There's still time. So I'm going to go to this, you guys. I want to get some thoughts and contributions thus far on the conversation. Before I go any further, I'm going to get a couple thoughts and contributions on the conversation so far. I'm going to go blessing. I'm going to go H-bomb, and I'm going to go up to Carlos, sitting, waiting for his emergency call. Thank you. Like a G. He's in the, did you see this, Vernon? He's in an ambulance. All right. So blessing, give me thoughts, contributions on the conversation thus far.
This morning I remembered a quote from Tony Robbins from years ago. I was reading, I think it's Unleash the Power Within. And one of the best skills that he said, the strongest skill, the thing that's going to be the indicator of success or not, is your pattern recognition. Not just with what's happening around you, what's, how people behave, but, how do you respond to situations? So when you've been saying that quote on procrastination, and it's been hitting also as far as we don't know, we don't even have the next hour, let alone to plan for tomorrow. Why are you waiting? What is Monday going to do that you can't do now? What is next week or what is the beginning of the year going to do? How is that going to be different than where you are right now? And if you can recognize, and especially if you're looking at your business, you can see, yeah, everyone else is going on vacation and I'm not really the one that wants to work really hard. And I would want to be on vacation with my friends and family too. But did we do the work to be able to take the time off now? And it's a choice of working now or sitting back. And that's all going to be dependent on how we show up and taking advantage of the opportunities and just recognizing how do you respond when it gets difficult. So the conversation's just kind of been swirling around that for me. And I wanted to point that out. It's like, just be aware of how you act, and are you okay with it? If you are, more power to you. If you're not, then do something about it.
Man, I appreciate this at a very high level. Obviously, I have access to all the admin back end for Follow Up Boss, and if you're on the team, obviously, I have access to the team Follow Up Boss. I look at accounts, and I'm so surprised and I'm so shocked. And I'm not going to mention any names on the call, but I'll look at people's database, and 60 days, I'll run a 60-day, 90-day. No leads have been added into the database. And if they have leads, there's no updates, no phone calls being made. I'll go to that person's social media, no videos dropped in the last 30 plus days. I look at the home tracker, the habits of me tracker, not a single open house, conversation, door knock, nothing is tracked. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? You got your license to have a license and not do anything with it? What? Like, you owe this business the respect and dignity to go out there and do the work. And if you're not going to do the work, then hang it up, my friends. Don't be a realtor. Don't be on this team if you're not willing to do the work. And I say that with love. Listen, if this business isn't lighting up your soul, it's not making you excited to go out there and change consumers' lives, then don't waste your time. Go find something that lights your soul up. But as a coach, the hardest thing for me to see is unrealized potential. Unused talent, because each of you have mad talent. It's whether or not you're going to use it, you're going to express it. You see, there's an old movie called The Bronx Tale, and Robert De Niro tells little Calogero, he tells him the worst thing in life is wasted talent, son. The worst thing in life is wasted talent. Each of you have the talent, you have the ability, but do you have the desire and the vision to really, really want to do the activities? The activities are hard, you guys, but it's only hard until you do it over and over and over again. And then things start to get a little bit easier. Videos get easier, calls get easier, door knocking gets easier. Doing the videos open houses, that gets easier. I promise you guys. But if you're unwilling to do the work, you got to get right with yourself, you guys. You got to get right with yourself. Let's go, Heather, and then we'll go over to Carlos, and we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's roll.
Yeah. So, along the same vein, it's you have to have the consistency, you have to have the drive, determination, but what really builds is having that passion. You've got to have that inner passion, that dream, that desire. That's what makes it fun. It's like when we talk to you and you're like, man, I'm feeling it today, I'm on it. It's because you have that passion and that fire inside of you. And you need to have that for real estate, because realistically, a lot of things happen. It will chew you up and spit you out, and having a clear vision of your dreams. Your dreams aren't going to build themselves. You have to have a clear view of what you want. And every time that you're laying on the couch and you don't want to get up, or you're just like, I'm not into it today, you have to have that clear view of what it is that you're trying to achieve down to the T. And that is what's going to drive you. And if all else fails, I say, go look up some Ric Flair quotes. I'm showing my age right now. Just go look up some Ric Flair, channel your inner Ric Flair, and get out there and do the damn thing.
All right, give me one your best Ric Flair.
Woo!
I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, because what you were saying earlier when you very, very first started the meeting, it's like, man, shit's going to happen. This is real estate, and life just in general. I had to, first time ever, I had to cancel a deal. And I was just like so disheartened. And it was so funny because I was just saying, I was like, man, these people are so easy. I wish every client could be like this. And then they just, they turned on a dime because of the HOA. And, we tried, me and the lender had some conversations, but realistically, it's not what they wanted to do. and it sucked, and I felt so bad for everybody. But you know what? Hey, that's the business. We got to turn and burn. We got to go, and we got to move on. Stick and move, and not get too beat up about it. It sucks, but at the end of the day, what good is it going to do sitting there, harping on something I can't change? There's nothing I can do about it.
That's right. Except for go out and replace it with the next person. So it's fun. I appreciate that. I appreciate the Ric Flair reference. Before I go over to Carlos, before he gets an emergency call, let's go deep Bledsoe. Deep Bledsoe, what do you got for his big dog? And then we'll shift gears over to Carlos. Let's roll.
No, I've been intentionally quiet the last few weeks because going through a bit of a dry spell right now in business. And typically when that happens, I get quiet, and sometimes I shrink and go away.
Baby,
and this time around,
Mama, I miss you.
Hold on, Sophia, mute yourself. Hold on. Let me. Oh, there she goes. Okay, cool.
And it's not from a lack of having clients. I've just been having, again, not the best of luck with converting lately. And usually I blame myself, and again, I go into my shell, and I'll even stop logging in the calls for a while when this happens. But I journal every day, and I just so happen to go back a year last week and look at my journal from what was happening last year. And I was going through the same type of dry spell last year. And so I just got really reflective about it instead of emotional about it. And I'm like, what was going on? That's the same thing that was going on last year, and I'm back in this place. And it's because, as the saying goes, keep doing the same things, and that's, and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. Heard you the other day, and you were like, you keep doing the same shit and getting the results that you're getting, and you expect something different. You got to switch it up. And I've been consistent with my content. Don't really love the numbers I've been getting, but I just keep doing the same shit. And so now I was finally resolved to make some changes, because I'm like, I don't want to keep going back to this same place every year of just being all right or just scraping by. And so I'm like, I got to switch things up. So I made some personal changes that I haven't made in a while. Like when I first got my real estate license, I didn't smoke for a whole year, and I haven't abstained from anything that long since then. And I'm like, that was a drastic change for me, going from a 9 to 5 to getting my real estate license. I was like, I want another drastic change. So I'm in an abstinence stage of no alcohol, no weed for an indefinite period of time, just because I want something different. But then as well, on the business side, I'm like, I always made excuses for not necessarily scheduling buyer's consultations. And when I first got into the business, we did them in the driveway. Like, that was what I was taught by my original broker, even though I know better. And the last two people that I really did do Zooms with, there's one of them I closed, and one of them is still shopping with me to this day without pressure. So I'm like, fuck that. Everybody that I get now, I'm going to schedule that. And part of it was being self-conscious. Am I too high? Is the background not right? I had all these excuses for not doing it. But now I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to do it the way that it works for everybody else, because there's no difference from the way I do my business and everybody that's doing numbers. Like, I'm on these calls listening to everybody closing deals and multiple escrows. And I'm like, I'm really good at what I do, but I got to stop making excuses to why there's a difference in that. And I'm recapping a conversation that I had with my wife yesterday, because I was really clear and just in a state of, now I'm ready to talk about it. Now I'm ready to tell her even what I'm implementing. I didn't tell her shit about what was going on, me not drinking, me not smoking, but I'm like, I'm really committed to making these changes because I need to see a change that I know I can make. Even on my content end, I wasn't asking people for anything. I wasn't like, hey, can you guys comment? Can you guys repost this? Clients, can you look at this? I never share my videos with any of my leads. And yesterday I did, and I got back like 6 responses of people like they love this shit and it's great. So anyway, All that to say, Blessing had just sparked this me to talk this morning with something that she just commented with. Elias, over the weeks I've been hearing you, but again I've been in my funk, in my feelings, so I just shut up. But today I wanted to say this as a testimony to the rest of y'all, because I also listen to a podcast every morning that reminded me today that our tests are part of our testimony. Like, it isn't just for naught. You got to use that shit to help somebody else and help yourself. So I just wanted to share that testimony. Like, when you're going through something, use it to better yourself and up your game and up the ante.
Man, listen to me, and you know that I got nothing but love for you. Always have, always will. And I want to encourage everybody, when things get tough, when maybe you're in a little bit of a funk, when maybe you're not getting the results that you want, I want to encourage you guys to not retreat. You see, Demian even said it himself. He kind of retreated. He was just kind of in the cuts, and he's always been a contributor here on coaching. And I want to encourage everybody not to retreat. If you are facing a challenge, then you bring that challenge to the table. If you need some help, then you can schedule some time with me. We can meet in the office and do some coffee, whatever it is, you guys, but don't retreat. Like, really, really lean into this community, because I promise you there's somebody here that can lend some support, help, advice, guidance, or give you a necessary kick in the ass. But I want to pause for a quick second. I just want to give you guys honor and praise. In the last couple of weeks, we hit 64, 65 on a Monday, 50 the other day. We were at 54, a little while ago, 52 people right now on a Friday. So I just want to say thank you to you guys, because you continuously show up. Our numbers are continuing to go higher and higher. And these sessions are not anything without you guys, your contributions, your breakthroughs, your breakdowns, your vulnerable moments, as well as your high level strategies. So just want to say, for a quick second, thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me. Carlos, let's go over to you, and I got some things prepared.
Perfect. Thank you. I keep going back to what you said earlier, Elias, is if you can't control it, stop worrying about it. I've been working in EMS for like 8+ years, and it took me absolutely half of that, at least 4 or 5 years, to really understand that if I can't control it, then I need to stop worrying about it. People call 911 when they're not having a good day. I get there, I become a detective, I try to find out what's going on, and I try my absolute best to make that situation better. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I can't fix everything. And me understanding that has been life-changing. Since then, I've been able to kind of put that into my personal life, and, from anxiety from the job, I've been able to kind of regroup myself and just tell myself, like, hey, like, if I can't control something, I need to stop worrying about it. It's doing absolutely nothing for me. And if I can't fix it, then oh well. I have done my absolute best. And if I can't do it today, I'll probably do it tomorrow. But man, once I figure that out, if I can't fix it, or if I'm doing anything I can, then no worries, not a problem.
Man, I love that perspective. I really love that perspective. So appreciate you chiming in, my man. You guys, we're going to, I think Demian kind of alluded to this, but you've heard me say this word, and I want to throw that out because business planning is right around the corner. And I want you guys to get very, very clear on what yours is for 2026. Now, obviously, we're going to go further in detail on this on our business plan, or in our business planning sessions, excuse me. But I want you to be clear on this. You see, whether it is not drinking, not smoking, whether it is running a half a marathon, a whole marathon, climbing that mountain for your first time, doing Everest, traveling to Europe, finding your birth parents. Like last year I did business planning in New York, and this girl stood up and she said her misogi for the year is her finally meeting her birth parents. And I remember her sending me the message mid-year that she was able to do that. And that's that one defining thing for all of us. And I learned this from Jesse Eitzler, and it's do something so hard one time a year that has an impact on the other 364 days of the year. Put one big thing on your calendar that scares you, that you never thought you could do, and go out and do it in 2026. So maybe you don't have that one now. Right? Like I told you guys the other day, my misogi is doing a TED Talk, but I want to continuously bring this up because we're walking into business planning season. And so I want you to think about this. And if you're on this call and you have not reserved for our business planning sessions, then let's just take a second. I'm going to put it down in the chat below. Make sure that you guys sign up. There's 3 locations, and we're going to definitely have this conversation once again about the Misogi. But it'd be cool to have you guys be planned, prepped, and prepared with what your guys's are before you even step into that room. So I want to encourage you guys. My mom wants to go on the Viking cruise. It's a Norwegian Viking cruise in Europe. That's all she wants to do. That's her big thing. And I think about like what that means to my mom, never being to Europe, how that one trip is going to define her entire year. And that's going to have an impact on her for years, and the smile and the feeling and the food and like the energy that she gets from that type of experience. You guys figure out what your Misogi is going to be in 2026, and whatever I can do to support you, I am 100% here. Maybe it is running a marathon, right? Maybe it is reading 50 books. I don't know what it is, you guys, but it's something big for you. Figure out what that is. And we're going to talk more about that next week. Show of hands, or just put an emoji in the chat. Let's do that. Emoji in the chat if you've signed up for one of our business planning sessions. Okay. Once again, you guys aren't following directions, but thank you for raising your hand. Okay. Put an emoji in the chat below. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. All right, cool. Listen, I'm looking forward to going full tilt with you guys, having some fun next week. It's one of my favorite times of year. But I saw this quote and I wanted to bring it up to you guys. The conversation has lasted a little bit longer on this vein. I'm so glad that it did. So I didn't get to all of my slides, but I want to share this with you because I look at around the room and I see the friendships that have been made, the bonds that have been made. I see the true like brotherhood and sisterhood that has started and continued, started and keep it moving and continued off the screen. But I'm going to read this to you. Do business with people that you want to do life with, right? People that you would see yourself hanging out with, people that you feel like, that's my friend. You know, it's not just about a partnership and business. This is actually somebody that I would want to chill with and vibe with. Create rooms that feel like home, not ones that require you to shrink to stay in them. You see, my hope is that when you guys come to keep it moving, this is a place where you feel that this is a really healthy relationship, that you can be yourself, that you can express, but you're also going to be pushed. You're going to learn high level strategies. I feel like my hope is that I've created this environment that you guys feel like no one has to shrink. Now, if you're still not getting yourself on camera, you're still not raising your hand, I want to always push you to be that person to get involved, because I look at the evolution of people on this call that by them showing up here, speaking here, I see how that showed up in other places in their life, business, health, and relationships. Build tables that feed the mission, not the ego. Those who get the why, not just the what. Those that get the why, not just the what. You see, the what is the commission. The what is the transaction. The why is the impact that we truly want to make on the lives of our consumers and our friends and our homies in this industry. In the end, it's not who you worked with that will matter. It's who you built with and what you created together. You guys, this is an opportunity for us as team members, as partners, where you guys are doing deals together. You know, Gary and Otis and Brianna and Brandy and all the other, you know, Kia and Stephanie and all the other groups and people and the bonds that have been formed, you guys. It's just been so beautiful to watch from my seat. So I saw that quote and I wanted to share it with you. I'm going to skip some of this, you guys, because I want to get right to this. I put this on the screen because the word procrastination has been coming up over and over and over again. And before we go there, you guys, I want you guys, let me make sure. Okay, this is it here. This is a really good question. What single action today would embarrass your procrastination? And I wanted to just put that out there, and I want to put that into perspective. And I saw that and I'm like, God, that is so powerful, because obviously I've been reading and thinking a lot about procrastination. What single action today would embarrass your procrastination? Is it you finally spending 3 hours today working on your CRM? Is it finally you building out your calendar, finally putting that event on your calendar and reaching out to your sponsors? Is it finally saying, you know what, I'm going to drop a few videos today. Fuck it. Like, what single action today would embarrass your procrastination? And if you don't have that answer right now, my friend, sit with that. Sit with that. And I thought it was the coolest thing to be like, Okay, here's the procrastination, like, oh, I'm running the show. And then you got embarrassed because the action said move, get out of the way. And I'm going to take massive action, and fuck you, procrastination. Like, what single action today would embarrass your procrastination? I want you to think about that. Have some perspective around that. And I'm going to cruise on, you guys. Listen, we're measuring outputs here at Keep It Moving. I'm not measuring your intentions. I'm not measuring just the dreams you have. You see, that's all good and well, but success is driven by the income producing activities and the leading indicators. The leading indicators are all the action items that we speak about all the time. See, remember that quote that I shared with you months and months ago? Life responds to effort. Life doesn't just respond all of a sudden to your dreams and aspirations. You could be the biggest dreamer in the world that doesn't do shit, and you're just left dreaming, not putting that into reality. So numbers in the chat, or it didn't happen. I'm going to pause for a quick second. This is Action Friday. So here, and we haven't done this in a minute, and so I'm glad that I'm doing this now. I want you to put in the chat down below for just this week. Let's just go from Monday, okay? Just a few days. How many calls have you made? How many doors have you knocked? How many videos did you drop this week? How many daily stories have you posted on an average? How many emails did you send? How many times did you exercise? And how many times did you make excuses? I'm going to pause for a quick second. I want you guys to load up that chat. And I'm going to pause until I see at least 10 people responding in the chat. And I'll just sit here and look at you guys awkwardly. You guys, this is your chance. Okay, cool. Thank you, Joanna, for setting this off. So Joanna said she's made 2 calls. She hasn't knocked on any doors. She dropped a video, daily stories 2, and then her excuses, many more. Okay, I love this. I love that Mara has 17, no doors. Videos dropped. Okay, cool. I love these numbers. Daily stories. Look at this. Made excuses every day, but fought it off as well. Patrick, I appreciate that. Worked out 4 days. Okay, cool. Well, there's a lot of other questions there as well, Lisa. H-bomb, 20 doors knocked, 3 reels, 10 stories daily. Kelly, 43 calls, videos, like 1, and emails. Hella, actually. Okay, I'm losing it in the verbiage here, but I get it, I think. Exercise 2 times, daily stories at least 6. 2 open houses schedules, 20, 0, 5, 5, 2, and 100 excuses, or 100 times you worked out. Okay, you guys see what I'm doing here, right? You see what I'm doing here. Cassandra, 13 calls, doors knocked, videos dropped, stories sent, emails sent, exercise was good, and then many excuses. You guys, I want to pause there for a quick second, because at the end of the day, I'm here to support you guys and I'm here to push your growth, but I cannot force you to do the activities. If you're not willing to do the activities, if you're not willing to show up for this business, if you're not willing to make the calls, send the emails, knock the doors, do the open houses, go move your ass so you actually feel good and you feel conscious and you're clear. You guys, I cannot force you guys to do anything. But you, my friends, you need to answer to your family. You need to answer to the credit bureaus. You need to look at your kids in the eyes and say, Mommy can't buy that for you this year because I don't have the money. I can't afford it. We can't go on vacation. Mom, I can't help you out with that bill that you can't pay. I can't, because I didn't take action. I fell short and I was inconsistent. And I'm so sorry. You fucking look at them. You look at them and tell them why, the reasons you're not showing up for yourself and for your business. And if that is not enough for you to get your ass in gear, do you really want this smoke? Do you really want this smoke? If that feeling and that emotional moment, talking to your family, looking at them in the eyes and being humble enough to say, I can't, I didn't. If that doesn't charge you up to say, you know what? I'm going to go full tilt with my business. Yeah, I've made some excuses. Yeah, I fumbled a little bit, but God damn it, I'm a fighter. God damn it, I'm a fighter. Because I know it's within each and every one of you. Do not come to these sessions to mark it off on your calendar. This is about movement in your life, business, health, and relationships. And my friends, I'm an example of all of that. I'm not here to ever brag. I'm not here to impress anybody that comes to these calls. I'm here to be an example of what is possible in this business. I was a fucking stranger 5 years ago. I was a stranger in this business, and I'm no longer a stranger. I want the same thing for you guys. I want you to be able to be proud, to look at your family, to be able to take that month off, to travel, to do the things, to buy your mom a purse and fill that shit up with money. Be like, I got you, mom. I got you. I want you to be able to go take your wife to dinner, go take your husband somewhere, do something cool for the kids. They walk down the stairs on Christmas morning and it's shining with all the gifts that you were able to give them because you took action, not you sitting there drinking your coffee stressed out because you know you just racked up your credit card bill. Fuck that. It's not what I want for any one of you. So guys, I'm passionate about your growth. That's why I am in this business. I have a responsibility to impact the growth of the humans in my environment, not force you to take action in your business. I can facilitate an environment for you to be able to choose. And my friends, you have to choose wisely. That's what I have for you guys. I'm going to go around the room, get a couple key thoughts and key takeaways from our time together today. And I'm going to go over to TT. I'll go back over to Mel, and I'll go over to Sre. Hopefully I got that right. All right, let's roll. TT, you're up. Key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today.
Sure. I really appreciated Blessing bringing up procrastination and Damian talking about being vulnerable and talking about his current state. Because I can relate to that as well. You know, I get frustrated and I'm like, I don't want to do this. And it's so true that we push through and change these habits. I'm really trying to recognize all of my patterns so I can do something different as it applies to personal life and real life, because those two lives go together. And it's just important that we develop healthy habits that contribute to our future goals so we can keep it moving.
My friend, I appreciate you, TT. Let's roll. Melody, I'm going to come back to you, rapid fire, and then we're going to have Shrey take us off the field. Not Shrey. Let's go, Mel.
The one thing that resonated with me that you said the most today was what would embarrass your procrastination. And for me, because I've actually had this conversation with my mom, who is 64 years old, standing in the kitchen one day in 30 years and having one of my sons ask me, why don't you save up for a rainy day? Why are you broke at 60 years old? Why do you have to work so hard and don't have enough money to retire? You know, that to me, because my mom is going through that right now. She's 64. She works 40 hours a week at the bank. She never invested her money. She never bought real estate. She never saved a ton. And she has to work her ass off. And she has to pay, you know, $10,000 worth of bills every month. And for me, I love my mom. And she knows that I love her. But that's a perfect example of where I don't want to be in 30 years.
That's right.
Saving up for a rainy day to be able to take care of her, to be able to retire my mom, to be able to fill a purse with a bunch of money and to be able to take her on vacation so that she can live the life that she deserves to live, the life that I see her deserving of living during her retirement. And so I'm not about to make that same mistake, and I'm going to bust my ass and do whatever I need to do to make sure that I set not only my parents up for retirement, but also my sons.
Man, I appreciate that, Mel, at a very high level. And you and I feel the same exact way about our parents. And they're in similar situations. And so I appreciate that. Similar age, too. Let's go, Sre. You're going to take us off the field today. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that shared. My takeaway is the quote that Blessing has shared about Tony Robbins. Was it Power of Patterns? There was another quote that came that I came across where it mentioned how you do one thing is how you do everything, and that really stuck with me like until this day, forever. And that's something that I live by every single day, and I want to be able to take my business to the next level. I want to be able to take my mom on a cruise. She's been talking about this, and I want to be able to do this next year. Like I was telling myself as we were talking through all these conversations, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to take her. So yeah, power of patterns and discipline and just changing our daily habits.
Man, I really, really appreciate you guys. Listen, you guys, I get up in the middle of the night every night before coaching. I'm always thinking about these sessions. Like this is a constant on my mind, because I just want you guys to come here, take away something that you can go and apply in your life and business. Now, before we cut out, Dorley, I know you're here. Dorley, I want you to say hi to everybody. Let's go, Dorley.
Good morning. How's everybody? Happy Friday.
Dorley, so she is celebrating. She just was able, she texted me a couple weeks ago. She is celebrating her very best year in real estate. Dorley, tell them how many homes that you've sold this year.
I'm at like 62 year to date.
62 year to date. How long you been in the game?
6 years.
Where does most of your business come from?
TikTok. 70%.
Okay. Oh man. Yes, queen. All right. So, didn't Elias say that video thing works as long as you're authentic and do it consistently? So you got. Yeah, he ain't lying. That's right, my friend. So listen, you don't got to leave, but you can't stay here, you guys. And as always, keep it moving toward your dreams, goals, and vision. Go out there and make this a weekend that truly, truly matters. Peace and love to each of you.